Welcome back. I want to talk about the 7 things that I absolutely nailed about Starfield pre-release and then now after we've seen the game for almost 2 months now. Hard to believe it's been out for that long. Coming up on 2 months. But the first thing was planetary vehicles not being in the game. Now, I know a lot of people have kind of like, yeah, you know what? They're not going to have planetary vehicles. That's going to be a real bummer for exploration. But really, in my mind, it wasn't so much for exploration. It was more of just to have fun with a lot of these different planets and worlds that have different gravity. There's a lot of different fun things that you can do with some vehicles and not just explore. So hopefully we will see that down the line, but absolutely nailed that because some of these planets worlds do feel a little stale. The second one was procedurally generated features on the worlds. They feel a little limited, and this is kind of what I mean. When the game was, about to come out, kind of was talking about if the procedural generated different buildings that you come across, outposts or caves, if they're copy and paste, even though they're going to be procedurally generated and placed at different places across whatever world you're on, it doesn't really feel like you're exploring a new area if it's all the same kind of procedurally generated content. So that's kind of where, kind of feel like a lot of it's kind of the same. So it kind of takes back some of that exploring new areas. The third one was load screens. Oh my gosh. I don't even think I was expecting load screens to be as prevalent as they are in Starfield, but there is a lot. But a lot of them were very obvious in Starfield Direct's footage that there was going to be a lot of load screens. And yes, there is a lot of load screens in Starfield. Now, number 4, a little bit more of my opinion, but the feel of ship flying doesn't feel exciting to me. The whole docking and boarding of the ships part, that's different. That's a whole nother mechanic that I absolutely love that. But just as far as the ship flying, I just don't like the way it feels, in my opinion. It's kind of a little bit more of an opinion, but yeah, I just don't like the way the ship flying actually feels in the game. Number 5, grav jump animation, the clicking and the bright screen when you go into that grav jump animation. It is so bad. I have no idea why they did that. And if there is a modder that can mod that out of the game, please do it, because I would love that mod. I actually don't even grav drive all that much unless I actually have to, like exploring a new star system or something like that, because that animation is so bad. I just try to fast travel as much as I can because that animation is just so bad. That's all I got. It's just that bad. Nobody wants to go from a dark screen to a very bright screen back to a dark screen. It's not good for the eyes. Number 6, absolutely no location saver or bookmarks in the game at all. This is something that I was really kind of cautious about. I wasn't really, during the pre-launch release, analysis, you didn't know if it was going to be in the game or not, but it's one of those that if it wasn't going to be there in a game that they said, we want you to explore Starfield, well, if we can't save locations or pin locations or anything like that, save favorites or anything like that, then how the freak are we supposed to find things when we find them once? You do have outposts, but there's a limited number of them, and I don't want to have to put down a freaking outpost every place. I would rather have outposts at places I want to put them down. I just want to be able to save some locations and maybe come back to them. And number 7, the last one, the lack of co-op very much does make this game feel very stale, empty, and boring. There's a lot of things that kind of make it feel that way, but for me, having somebody just there in your game, another person, friend, or 3 or 4 people or 5 people, would have made this game a lot more fun, made it not feel as empty, and yeah, that's kind of just where I'm at with that. I'm really kind of surprised they went the route they did, and for how open that this game is, it's really kind of a bummer that it feels so empty. Anyways, that's the 7 things that I got right about the game, or I feel like I got right about the game. I know some of that might be a little opinionated, but hey, in my opinion, that's kind of the way I feel. Let me know what you think. Alrighty, take care.